So it would be nice if our game could have a few more levels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this bit of code here that's the you win bit, and we're going to do something different. What we're going to do is we're going to make a second backdrop. So I'm going into my backdrops. Okay, see here, backdrops? And I'm going to add a new one. So we can actually just click on here, and I want to paint one. So you can see, let's call this one Maze 1. Let's call this one Maze 2. You can actually do as many mazes as you have time for. So this one, I'm going to do the same that we did last time. I'm going to keep it fairly similar. The only trick is you have to have a different end point every time. And I think we want, oh, not in there. Okay, pick a colour. Obviously you can make your mazes a little bit more difficult each time. I think last time we had it sort of purplish. Stick with that theme. Right, so you can see I'm making my maze harder this time. And my endpoint, so remember, endpoint has to be different every single time. So there's my endpoint I want to get to. Now what I want to happen is, on my first level, if it gets to that green dot, I then want it to switch to this maze. So I'm going to go onto my sprite, and I'm going to say, if touching, so we need a when green flag clicked, I need an if touching. Now remember, when we do an if, we obviously want to put our forever loop around it, so I'm going to do it there before I forget. We've got sensing if touching color. Let's pick up, we're going to use this, pick up that green. So if it touches that color, we want to change it to the second backdrop. So looks, switch to backdrop, maze 2. Now at the beginning of the game, we want to switch to maze 1. So why don't we combine that in here? When the green flag is clicked, switch backdrop to maze 1. And if it's touching that color, switch to maze 2. Let's see how that works. So remember, this one is not plugged in anymore, so it won't work. Stop, green flag. Oops. Let's switch that maze. Now obviously what needs to happen is we need our sprite to come back to here. So if I pick my sprite up and go to here, do you remember when we put sprite where it wants to go, we want to use this go to. Now why don't we just put this in this same loop? So when we touch that green, we go to maze 2, we change to maze 2, and we go to that position. Now just make sure that's right. So I've got my scratch here, let's just stop. I want scratch to go to there. So it's -218, 128. So I'm going to change that to 128. And that's -218, that's fine. And we actually want it to face forward. So I'm going to go point in direction. Point in direction that way. So let's stop it, start it. It's quite worth keeping your mazes easy. And there we go. And you can keep adding as many different mazes as you want.